Happy Wednesday, everyone. How are you doing on this amazing wind down Wednesday? I am so glad that you are here this evening and joining us on Get to Know Bob. I am your host, Sonia M. Weaver, and this is an exciting day. It is the first time that we're doing a pre-recorded show completely during our live segment time. So can you get excited? With this offering is going to allow for us to do so much more, do things that are at ease, and try new softwares that are out there. So as you just continue to grow in what you do, it is amazing when you can look back and see the evolution of what you have done and where you're going. If you would recall, we started doing COVID just going live on Instagram and bringing business owners on during our live segment. And now we have evolved to this where, some business owners' schedule didn't work with that restricted time. So playing around with pre recordings will open up a new area for us, and we're excited about that. Tonight's show is a recap from February of 2024. We're going to take you through our conversations with Kenneth Scott, who had a wonderful segment about real estate and being a first time home buyer and all of the different programs out there that exist for you and even money towards your down payment. So if you missed that show, I hope this recap, because it's only a small portion of the show, will excite you to go and watch that full program. And then our conversation with the phenomenal Monica Hamlet, better known as Mona Lisa, as she shared with us about how she had to pivot in her business because of health issues, and we never know what tomorrow is going to have. So that's great conversation and advice throughout that show on what to do when life happens and you might have to make a pivot within your business. So without further ado, we're going to be getting into that. But before we do, I want to say this past week, Linked had the opportunity of connecting some phenomenal women of the organization Fearless Minds. And that was with the amazing Dr. Suzanne, better known as Dr. Silent Storm, and Latina Rogero. That organization is doing phenomenal work with both women, young women, and even with our veterans. So more to come, and so excited that Linked had an opportunity to kick off with them as they starting their new year of doing phenomenal events and getting them linked. Tonight's show is going to start, as I said, with Kenneth Scott. Get ready as we recap the February conversation that we had with him.
My name is Ken Scott. I am the real estate broker for CSW Real Estate. Also am the president of the Greater Detroit Realtors Association, of which our charge is to increase black home ownership, thus creating black wealth. I am also a HUD certified housing counselor as well as a developer in the city of Detroit presently. So I've been in the business for over 26 years as of March 28th of this year. So I'm looking forward to my anniversary. I believe that we've done some great things with the association as well as just doing some great things with the market itself. The market has fluctuated over the years, and we're looking to have basically a come out year, and that being we're going to have a number of events where the consumer, the person that's buying, the person that has rented for a number of years, can jump in there with both feet and make sure that they have a home of their own, a home for their family, home for themselves, but at the same time have it more affordably. one of the things that we like to point out is the fact that you have mortgages out there that are specific for our community. You have down payment assistance that has never existed before, and expanded underwriting guidelines that can help you achieve home ownership as well. Uh, in the year 2004, home ownership was at 50% for the Black community nationwide. Now it's at 40%.
Wow.
What we want to do over the next few months is make sure that everyone that wants a home has an opportunity to enjoy it as well as achieve it. So that's our goal for this year.
So Ken, you gave us the statistics of which we went backwards. Can you please share why you think, being an expert in this area, what are your thoughts or reasons why you feel we went backwards versus moving forward?
Absolutely. Obviously, the foreclosure crisis that happened between 2006 and 2014. After that, we were basically just trying to get our footing back. Then we started giving up on home ownership because we were listening to our mother, our father, our families talking about how difficult home ownership was to attain as well as to retain. So with all those things that were pitted against us and what have you, they are no longer present, but at the same time, they had a heavy effect, a heavy impact on how we look at home ownership now. So what we're trying to do is remove a lot of the obstacles that are presented in our market today and make sure that they're alleviated. And if you have a credit score of 580 and what have you, it's attainable. But at the same time, you have to pay your bills on time for the last 12 to 24 months. And when you pay your bills 12 to 24 months and you have a decent income over the last 2 years, I can find you a mortgage that can help you and help you affordably as well.
Gotcha. So, duly noted, the real estate market in that unfortunate time frame was a contributing factor, but it sounds like it was not as big of a contributing factor as we would like to believe. It sounds like it was more of our viewpoint and our way we perceive home ownership that really played a part in it as well. So with that being said, are we like trying to get people to understand that the lies out there are really the lies and not the truth? I mean, is that what you're finding?
Absolutely. And I'm glad you mentioned the word lies as opposed to myths that are out there, because there are some lies out there. And we hope to dispel all of those, especially as it relates to the mortgages that are available now through some of the national banks, the regional banks, and the local banks. There are banks investing in our area every day that weren't investing in our area during that time that foreclosure was happening. In a lot of ways, they were just the opposite. They were working against us in order to attain home ownership. And there's a lapse in home ownership. That's the diminishing of home ownership in our community. That those banks and those financial institutions weren't willing to work with us as they are at present.
And that's good to know. Thank you for sharing even that information. I do have then an additional question to ask. You know, I've heard previously, before the whole housing market issue, that part of the contribution that went to that and part of people losing is because of unethical practices of getting people in homes during that time.
Absolutely.
Can you share some light on that, if that's some truth in that?
Absolutely. At that time, there were a lot of names out there for it: negative amortization, ARMs, high rates, high fees, and it was all bundled up in predatory lending. Predatory lending, where you may have had stated income. People stated what their income was without any verification. and at the same time they received a mortgage for that property. And then, with no verification needed and what have you, they weren't able to retain that property. But I can't put the onus on either one. I think it was evenly distributed in the sense that we needed to provide the necessary information to retain the home, but at the same time, they needed to be along the lines of being truthful with our community as it relates to what the requirements were.
Gotcha. So, Ken, I'm going to share this comment, and then we're going to go into a quick break. And as soon as we come back, I want you to respond with your thoughts about the comment, okay?
Not a problem.
The question was posed, what are your thoughts about home ownership? And the comment that came out of that was, I'm a fan of home ownership, though I worry that housing prices are slowly making this an option for only a privileged few. So we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, please then...
Jump right into it?
Huh? No, because I think you might go on a little bit with that one. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back, okay?
Right.
Gear up for an exciting journey. BUF of Michigan Adventures and Literacy Program for youth ages 10 through 16 years old. To prepare for innovative learning experience, captivating field trips, and more. Enroll now and embark on a literacy experience like never before. Visit www.buffme.org for more information.
The After School Boost. Operation Refuge now enrolling kindergarten to 12th grade, all students, all school districts. Get the extra boost you need. Every week during the school year, Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Virtual office hours with Crystal L. Gunn, financial strategist. Monday through Thursday from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Personal finance and small business strategies.
Friday night decompression session with Sonia M. Weaver and Jason Integrity from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. via Alignable. Come celebrate the wins, let go of the stress, vent, share, and encourage. Register today via Alignable.
Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel by going to YouTube, search for Deals with Bob, and click the subscribe button.
What an amazing recap with the conversation with Kenneth Scott. Again, if you have not seen the entire episode, make sure you go onto YouTube and look for our show from February the 21st, where we had a conversation talking about home ownership with Kenneth Scott. Now we're getting ready to move into our conversation recap that we had with the phenomenal Mona Lisa. I hope you enjoy it.
And it has been just a little bit, tad bit of time since you have been here last. Yeah. So for those who may not know you, I'm going to pass the baton over to you and allow for you to self-introduce, just to share with people who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do.
Okay, so I am Mona Lisa. For almost 20 years, I owned a full-service entertainment promotions company called Mona Lisa's Lyrics. I love the work that I was able to accomplish through that, and I've connected with so many wonderful business owners and entertainers and venue owners. It's just so many wonderful people that I've connected with over the almost 20 years that I've been in business. So due to a car accident 5 years ago, though, I've had to slow down a lot. So me having to slow down meant that I had to retire. So I had to retire from doing active events. So I had to go from, over the years doing, multiple events at one time per month, like, once a week or 2 different ones a week, and just being active. And I really had to slow down over the years, but as you know, I would still show up at the events with my back brace on, with my neck brace on, with my arm brace on. Anything I had to do to keep my business going, I was here for it, and I still am. But now that I'm retired, I am now really, really sitting still for a moment and allowing my body to heal the correct way. So,
Yes.
While we were doing events and all this, and, I had my vendors, the entertainers, the caterers, just all of it. I love being able to create, platforms for businesses to thrive and to grow. So now, I really had to think hard about how I was still going to live in what I love, right?
Right.
I had to stop because my body just would not continue on with the pace
Right.
that I was going. So now, it's my life for me right now. Just today, it's a little weird because I'm not used to sitting still.
Right. Not only sitting still, just truly, like you said, almost 20 years, truly not doing the thing that you've been accustomed to and enjoy doing the most. And yes, guys, the reason why tonight's show is navigating change and finding fulfillment, turning the tide, that was the precursor, turning the tide. How do you pivot when you have to or have been in and doing your business, doing something you love? And then I even pose questions. Maybe it started out as something you love, and then over time, you're not finding the same joy in it. There are so many different ways of looking at when we need to turn the tide and navigate that change to continue to find our fulfillment. Because as a business owner and an entrepreneur, you should really have fulfillment in what you do because your hands is on the steering wheel, right? Yes. You are really driving and navigating your course. Right. So I'm really excited about, where our conversation is going to go. And so before we get really deep into it, I want to remind you guys some of the things in which Mona says. So please visit our previous episodes. I mean, she is not a stranger here, but I didn't pull up all the time she's been here. I did do the last year. So she was here in 2023 twice. You can find her on February the 8th, where we had a conversation earlier in the year, and then around mid-year, June the 7th. So take those dates down so that you can hear some of the phenomenal things that Mona's hands is in that she's talking about and have a really connection to what we're going to be talking about this evening. Now, before we get into that, we are going to take a moment so that we can see what's going here and around our Metro Detroit community. We'll be right back.
Presented by Stackwell, Money Talks, a fireside chat with Gail Perry Mason, founder of Money Matters. Sunday, March 10th at 3 p.m. at the Henry Ford Detroit Pistons Performance Center. Register today.
Save the date. Tranquility Christian Counseling Beyond Broken. Loss Support Group. Friday, March 15th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. 24100 Southfield Road, Suite 320H, Southfield, Michigan. More information regarding registration to come.
Exciting news, the Financial Mirror is now available, offering a unique perspective on personal finance. The ebook is about how you relate to money on a personal level. Get your copy and start a journey that promises to transform your perspective on money and life.
Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, do a search for Deals with Bob, and click the subscribe button.
What an amazing recap with the conversation with Kenneth Scott. Again, if you have not seen the entire episode, make sure you go onto YouTube and look for our show from February the 21st, where we had a conversation talking about home ownership with Kenneth Scott. Now we're getting ready to move into our conversation recap that we had with the phenomenal Mona Lisa. I hope you enjoy it.
The 5th annual Being That Girl Awards 313 edition. Being That Girl and the Detroit Pistons honor those who are dedicated and committed to impacting the communities that make up Metro Detroit. March 13th, starting at 6:30 p.m. at Little Caesars Arena. Detroit Pistons primetime show to follow. Go to Being That Girl for more information.
MSC Mortgage and Credit Ready Clinic, presented by United Community Solutions. March 4th and March 16th. Cost is $45. This virtual clinic will be facilitated by Crystal L. Gunn, financial strategist. Only 12 spots per clinic available. Register today.
March is Women's History Month. Let's celebrate you. Presented by Linked. Come bead the I Am Affirmation bracelet, Saturday, March 16th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. 24590 George Street, Dearborn Heights, Michigan. Tice Year's theme, Women Who Advocate for Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. Scan the QR code and register today.
Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel by going to YouTube, search for Deals with Bob and click the subscribe button.
Credit Repair Workshop, Tuesday, March 19th at 6 p.m. FICO scores, credit counseling, common credit pitfalls, access to credit report, personal versus business credit, build, repair, and strengthen your credit. Guest panelist Crystal Gunn, Brooke Ratcliffe, and Reginald Gilson.
Turn your dreams into reality. Grant Writing 101. Saturday, March 30th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Techtown, Detroit. For more information, emailed consultbiz@gmail.com.
4th Annual Daddy's Little Sweetheart Dance. Presented by Fathers on a Mission Incorporated. Thursday, April 4th from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. $60 per daddy and daughter, $20 per additional daughter. 1111 Event Studio, 27690 Middlebelt Road, Farmington Hills, Michigan.
The premier network of Black real estate professionals, the National Association of Real Estate Brokers Inc., in partnership with the Church of God in Christ, presents 100 City Community Impact Day. Free services and classes for the community. Saturday, April 13th. For more information, visit www.nareblackwellthtour.com.
Let us support you and your event by promoting it on our show during our Stay Connected segments. Visit www.dealswithbob.com and contact us today.
Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, search Deals with Bob and click the subscribe button.
I hope you enjoyed that segment with Mona Lisa. To watch the entire episode, make sure you go to our YouTube channel and look for the date, February the 28th. I hope you enjoyed our pre-recording episode. Please leave comments and let us know how you actually liked this format. We would love to hear from you. I also want to say a special thank you to our core members, our business owners that made tonight's show possible. The Amazing Woman Network, Tax Divas, Detroit Metroplex Podcast, and special happy birthday, Charles, and Bright Tech Communications. And if you have not already done so, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel by going to YouTube, doing a search for Deals with Bob, and clicking that subscribe button. Again, thank you again for tuning in tonight. I am your host, Sonia M. Weaver, and I encourage you to spend with purpose because your dollar does matter, and deal with Bob. I will see you next week. Have an amazing night. Bye-bye. So I didn't expect to necessarily come on tonight, but I wanted to share that I really had an opportunity to watch it real time. It was great watching the recap. And there were some technical difficulties that I noticed. There was technical difficulties even getting prepared for tonight's show, which is why we started a little bit late. But every L, it didn't go exactly as planned, but every L is a W, is a win. And we learn so much by doing it versus not doing it, so we can get better and better in the future. This again is going to open up so many avenues for us to be able to meet with business owners that were not available during that one restricted time of day. And I'm really excited about that. I'm also excited about being able on Wednesdays to potentially go to some events that I wasn't able to attend because of my commitment to the show. So I'm still committed to the show, but this gives us another avenue to still have those amazing conversations and bring them to you. One correction. I won't be in next week. The goal is to have another recap show available, since I will be attending the 313 event for That Girl Awards happening at Little Caesars Arena. I saw that in our Stay Connected clip. So want to highlight that, yes, on March the 13th at Little Caesars Arena, That Girl will be presenting the 5th annual awards. And I definitely want to be a part, because last year I had the privilege of being awarded the Community Service Award from That Girl. And as a previous winner, I will be part of the ceremony for these year's recipients. So it's going to be great being able to still be committed to the programming of the show and potentially having a episode air. But you never know. We are learning this whole platform. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed. And that was really the only correction. We had some video clips that played twice, but hey, I guess we just really have to have the time so that we can actually go through and watch it beforehand. Again, just trying to make sure we got it in within the time frame of our show. Couple clips for whatever reason could not come through, which made the show itself shorter because we couldn't get 2 segments that we had pre-recorded for the show uploaded. But again, we are learning through this process, and every L is a W because it will help us make the show better for you. Again, I thank you for watching and watching on the replay. Again, I am your host, Sonia Weaver. I encourage you to spend with purpose, because your dollar does matter, and deal with Bob. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.